The park was silent that night. Even the leaves seemed to hold their breath. I walked along the narrow path. The air was cool, but there was a strange heaviness in it. My footsteps echoed softly. Each step felt louder than the last. The streetlights behind me faded into a dull glow. Ahead of me was only darkness. I could smell damp soil. I could feel the chill brushing against my arms. Something felt wrong, the kind of wrong that presses against your skin. I slowed down. My heartbeat rose. The trees stood tall like dark figures. Their branches formed crooked shapes against the night sky. The silence grew deeper, too deep. Then I felt it, a sensation on the back of my neck, like unseen eyes moving over me. I turned my head slightly. Nothing moved, nothing shifted, but the feeling did not leave. It grew stronger, heavier. I took another step, then another. I could hear my own breathing, uneven and sharp. A cold breeze passed by. It carried a faint smell of something bitter, something unfamiliar. My eyes tried to adjust to the darkness ahead. Shapes slowly formed, bushes, benches, tall shadows. Then I saw it, a darker patch within the darkness. Still, silent, watching. My body froze, my breath caught in my throat. It was there, not moving, not blinking, just staring at me. My hands trembled, my legs felt weak. I tried to speak, no sound came out. The shape leaned slightly forward, only an inch, but that inch felt like a step toward me. The cold in the air thickened. My chest tightened. I could not tell if it was human, or animal, or something else entirely. It lowered its head, its shoulder rose, and that was when I realized it was not alone. The second shape appeared slowly. It emerged from behind the first one, taller, thinner. Its outline wavered like a shadow made of smoke. My eyes widened in disbelief. My hands curled into fists without my control. The air around me felt thicker than fog. It pressed against my skin. It seeped into my breath. I stepped back. The gravel under my shoe cracked loudly. Both shapes reacted. Their heads lifted at the same time. Their shoulders straightened. Their attention locked on me with frightening precision. I could not blink. I could not move. The silence of the park became a weight on my body. It pushed down on my chest. It held my breath hostage. A faint rustle came from my left. Leaves shivered. Branches swayed slightly. Something else was there. Another presence. Hidden. Waiting. My heartbeat pulsed in my ears like distant drums. Each thump felt like a warning. I tried to step back again. My foot slipped. My balance wavered. The first shape shifted. Its movement was slow, but deliberate. It took a single step in my direction. The ground beneath it did not crunch. There was no sound. It moved like a shadow walking on air. A shiver crawled up my spine. My throat tightened. My palms started to burn with fear. The second shape tilted its head. The motion was unnatural. Sharp. Too sharp. Its eyes glinted faintly. Two small points of pale light. Cold and hollow. My vision blurred for a moment. I blinked rapidly, trying to steady myself. As the darkness shifted, I noticed something chilling. The shapes were not standing on the ground. They hovered slightly above the earth. Their forms flickered at the edges. I gasped softly. My breath escaped in a broken whisper. Then I heard a sound behind me. A soft crack. A twig breaking under a careful foot. I spun around, terrified. Another shape stood behind me. Closer than the others. Too close. Its outline was clearer. Broad shoulders. A long face. Sunken eyes that reflected no light. My knees weakened. I stepped back involuntarily, right back toward the two shapes in front of me. I was surrounded, enclosed in a ring of silent watchers. My breath turned shallow. My chest rose and fell rapidly. I could feel sweat gathering on my forehead. None of them spoke. None of them blinked. None of them made a single sound. The closest one leaned forward. Its face hovered inches from mine. Its breath was cold, colder than the wind. A faint whisper reached my ear. Not a word, not a sentence, just a sound, a low vibration that made my bones tremble. The shapes in front of me moved closer. They stretched their arms toward me. Long, thin arms that bent at angles no human arm could bend. My mind screamed at me to run. My muscles refused to listen. I felt something brush against my shoulder. A touch without weight, a touch without warmth. Then the shape behind me spoke. Its voice was hollow. Its tone was empty, like someone speaking from inside a cavern. It said one word that sank into my bones. One word that felt older than the night itself. It said my name. My entire body jolted. My breath broke. I staggered backward. The shapes moved in unison. Their arms reached out again. Their eyes glowed brighter. Their bodies leaned forward as if preparing to close the distance. The wind picked up suddenly. It circled around me, cold, sharp, unnatural. The branches of the trees groaned overhead. The shadows stretched across the path. Everything in the park seemed to pull toward me, as if the night itself had shifted its focus. My vision dimmed for a moment. The edges of my sight darkened. I tried to steady myself. I forced my feet to move. One step, then another. The shapes followed, not quickly, not slowly, just steadily. Every movement they made was precise, controlled, cold. The one behind me whispered again. This time the sound was clearer. It traveled along my spine like ice. I could feel its presence closer than my own shadow. I could feel its breath near my ear. Its fingertips hovered inches from my back. Fear rose inside me like a wave. It climbed through my chest. It tightened around my ribs. It filled my mind with a single thought. I was not supposed to be here. I was not supposed to walk into this darkness. And whatever these shapes were, they had been waiting for someone. Waiting for me. The shapes closed in. Their bodies swayed gently, as if moved by a wind that touched only them. The cold around me grew sharper. It seeped into my bones. It wrapped itself around my breath. I could not run. I could not fight. All I could do was stand there, waiting for the moment they reached me. The one behind me lifted its hand. Its fingers stretched long and thin. Its shadow fell over my shoulder. I shut my eyes tightly. I braced myself for the touch, for the cold, for whatever would happen next. But something changed. The wind shifted. The weight in the air loosened. A distant sound echoed through the park. A soft ringing. A bicycle bell. Then footsteps. Light and familiar. Someone was approaching. Someone human. The shapes reacted instantly. Their heads snapped toward the sound. Their bodies stiffened. Their eyes dimmed. For the first time since I had seen them, they stepped back. All three, at the same time. The darkness behind them thickened. It folded around their bodies like smoke. It pulled them in. Their forms wavered, then thinned, then vanished completely. The cold lifted from my skin. The heaviness in my chest released. My breath returned in long, broken gasps. A man walked toward me along the path. He held a dog leash in his hand. He paused when he saw my pale face. He asked if I was all right. I opened my mouth to answer, but no sound came out at first. I forced myself to breathe. I nodded slowly. I tried to speak again. I told him I thought I saw someone in the park. I told him they were watching me. I told him they were too close. He frowned gently. He said he had been walking here for years. He said he had never seen anyone at this hour. He said the park was always empty at night. I looked back at the darkness. The place where they had stood. There was nothing there now. Only shadows. Only silence. But I could still feel it. A faint echo of their presence. A cold trace against my skin. I walked out of the park with shaking legs. I did not look behind me again. That night stayed with me. The shapes. The silent stares. The whisper of my name. And even now, when I pass the park during the day, I feel the same eyes watching me from the darkness beneath the trees. As if they remember me. As if they are waiting. And I know one thing with certainty. If I ever step into that park again at night, I will not walk out the same.